Culture Soft.
So novel.
Hello everyone, this is Hart and welcome to my Let's Play of Otogirisou, the Rebirth edition, which is basically the PlayStation remake of the old Super Famicom game. I have already played through the Super Famicom version, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to do this since not that much changes, but one of my subscribers, DawnIgnited, really helped me to get started. So here we go. In the evening it's summer. Underneath the cloudy sky, the thin mountain road continued curving. On both sides of the road, there were many different kinds of trees, and it wasn't the best kind of scenery. In the passenger seat next to me, Nami had been quiet for quite a long time. She probably fell asleep, having been tired from playing tennis for such a long time. "Hey, Nami, are you awake?" I said in a small voice. "Nami, get up," is B, and I shook Nami's shoulder. And then C is Nami, and I guess I'll let her sleep for a little bit longer. And so the choice that the DawnIgnited and I came up with is A, or rather, that he came up with. He's helping me choose things. Nami, are you awake? I asked in a small voice. And Nami opened her eyelids a little bit. It took a little while for her to come out of her dream, but when she saw me, she kind of smiled quickly in a little bit of a panic. I wasn't sleeping. I just closed my eyes for a second. So that she said that means that she was definitely asleep. I'm sorry for waking you up. It's okay, you can sleep. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. I'm just making you drive, Kouhei. It must be pretty boring just by yourself. I mean, the radio doesn't even get up here in the mountains. Nami looked out of the window. "Hey, Kouhei." "Yeah?" What are those flowers?" On the side of the road, there were yellow flowers that continued on both sides. They had a long, thin stem, and oval-shaped leaves. "Oh, those. Those are Otogirisou. You write it with the characters for to cut one's younger brother, so brother cutting grass." "Brother cutting grass?" "Yeah. And there's a strange story behind Otogirisou. In order to change the mood a little bit, I thought maybe I'd tell the story to Nami. So if I'm going to tell her the story anyway, I could make it kind of like a ghost story and try and scare her a little bit. B, tell the story fully in kind of the style of a folk tale. Or C, okay, I'm gonna make it all-out horror for her. So we went with B. So he's gonna tell it properly like a folk story. Once upon a time. Huh? What's that all of a sudden? Well, anyway, once upon a time. Deep, deep within a certain woods, there lived two brothers who were hawk hunters. The two of them got on well, and were always hunting together with hawks. What's up with that tone all of a sudden? Don't worry about it, just listen. So, a hawk masters someone who hunts hawks, right? Someone who hunts with hawks. And incidentally, these hawk hunters were famous, and they had a special secret. And that was that from the past, for generations, there had been passed down in their family a special kind of medicine that could heal the wounds of hawks. And that secret that was passed down was how to make that medicine. And thanks to it, all of the hawks that they looked after so closely, even if they had wounds that would likely otherwise kill them, somehow they were able to heal them with that medicine. That's pretty mean, keeping the medicine just for themselves. But thanks to it, the brothers were liked by the lord of the land, and they were given much honor and glory. And then one day, by the Lord's command, throughout the whole land, all of the hawk hunters had to gather, and there was to be a hunting competition. A hunting competition? Sounds like a scavenger's hunt. Don't say stuff like that, just listen. But the story's kind of long. A, it's long, but just listen. Or B, well then, let me sum it up for you. And so we chose A. It's kind of long, but you should just listen. Okay. And so I continued the story. That day, it was very clear from the morning, and the hunting went just as planned, and the Lord seemed to be very pleased. But you scared me. Don't say stuff in a loud voice like that all of a sudden. Just when they thought that they heard lightning strike loudly, the clear skies cleared over, and suddenly large hailstones came crashing down. This is bad, said the retainers of the Lord, and all started to run. Oh, wow, rain actually started falling. But what was most sad was the hawks who were flying high up in the air. Those hailstones were like fists, like large fists that struck them, and it was like an El Nino out of season. So those precious hawks suffered great injuries one after another. That's so sad. And of course, the hunting competition was called off. And the Lord, who seemed annoyed by this, said that they would once again hold a hunting competition within 5 days, and until that time all of the hawks must be healed, and if not, then everyone will have their heads cut off, he said. What? That's crazy. That evening, wondering if maybe they could split up the secret medicine between everyone, all of the other hawk hunters came to the brothers' house. After all, no one wanted to have their heads cut off. The older brother was stubborn, but the younger brother, who was fairly kind, joined in with them to ask. And then what happened? The older brother refused to listen. In this village, the people, his ancestors, had met with a lot of strife from the other villagers. And so his father had said that he must never reveal the secret of the medicine to the other villagers when he died. And now the older brother couldn't go back on the words of his father. Well, I get where he's coming from, but... And then that night, the younger brother couldn't sleep. In order to take his mind off things, he went out to the pond behind the house, and then saw a young girl who was planning to throw herself into the pond. "What are you doing?" The younger brother said, running up to her. "Please, let me die. Please." "What are you saying?" It seemed that somehow he was able to get the girl to step away from the pond, and he listened to her story. "Well, actually, my father's hawks, it doesn't seem like they'll be able to recover within 5 days. If my father is killed, then I don't think I can go on living by myself. So I'd much rather that I could die and go ahead to the next world to wait for my father there." And on hearing this, the younger brother went back to the house and brought out the secret medicine. "Oh, please, use this. If you just put this on your hawks, then they will somehow be able to fly again within 5 days. And please, share it among all the other villagers as well. Is that really okay? Please, I can't think about you having to die, so please hurry up. Thank you very much. I will never forget about this." And the young girl, crying, left. The younger brother kept this a secret from the older brother. And then, 5 days later... well, I bet they'd find out, right? Yes. All of the hawks from the village were all able to fly again. The Lord was greatly pleased. All of the hawk hunters from the village were relieved and put at ease. Well then, what happened to the younger brother? That day, the younger brother didn't go out to hunt. He dressed himself in white clothes and readied himself for the return of his older brother. And when he did, the older brother came back, right? The older brother, when he returned, he said, "Brother, you haven't any regrets?" "No." And then, right there and then, the older brother cut his younger brother's head off. The blood that sprayed out when that happened landed on the leaves of the grasses that were growing in the front garden. And the stain of that blood would never disappear and remained as black fleck marks. Afterwards, somebody gave it the name, no one knows who, but they gave it the name Otogirisou, or brother cutting grass. And then what? Well, there's a special word to do with that flower. Oh, wait, what was it again? That's weird. I've completely forgotten. Is it first love or something? What part of the story you just heard would make you think of that? But, I mean, the girl by the side of the pond. No, that's not it. What was it? It's something a little bit more gruesome. What was that word again? It's like suicide or something.